Hello. Hello. Hey.
Like if we didn't see each other. Happy
Monday. Happy
Yes,
Monday.
Happy Monday. Yay.
Facebook family, YouTube family, guess who is back in the studio? I am your girl, Sabrina, and we have...
Oh, Michelle, the golden link.
And of course, we have on Zoom...
Natasha McCartney.
Yes,
Yay,
and we
are
are
excited.
back today. And let me tell you, YouTube and Facebook family. First of all, are you online with us? If you're online with us, send us a message in the chat. We love you. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't even be here. So we just want to say thank you. So send us a message in the chat. Let us know you're with us tonight. We have a lot of exciting topics to talk about tonight. So like I always tell you, get your tea, get your popcorn, and sit back and enjoy the conversation.
Yes, yes. And we have a wonderful guest today.
We have an amazing guest today, and I
yes.
cannot wait to introduce her.
Yes.
And the topic is going to be one that is need to be had. Something we always need to talk about, relationships, right?
Absolutely.
How do
Very
we
important.
how do we not just get them, but how do we maintain them?
I think that is the key that Mary's going to help us.
Mary, I need you.
Yes.
I need you, Mary. So
Mary's going to help us figure that all out.
yeah, all right. So really briefly, while our family checks in with us, how was your weekend, Shell?
Amazing.
Yeah, what made it so?
Family and friends.
Always and forever.
Well, my friends are my family.
Yeah.
Hello to everybody. Dag, I had a busy weekend.
Yeah.
Saturday, I hung out with my Blue Cross and Blue Shield family. Hey, y'all. We went to, I hope I don't say the name of the restaurant wrong, Ula in Carteret, Black owned. Shout out to them. That was amazing. It's beautiful in there. I'm thinking about having my half birthday there.
Oh, my niece lives out there,
Yeah,
so
it's
we gotta.
beautiful.
Yeah,
we have to put that on the calendar.
I gotta have to
And then
check it
after
out.
that, I had two things in one day.
Really?
Then I had to go down to one of my friends' house. She's my first friend from like 4 years old or whatever. I don't know. But shout out to her and her husband. Sherm, Vanessa is my girl since day one. And he had a beautiful, beautiful birthday celebration in his backyard. And they had the comedians. You know, I love comedians.
Yeah.
Shout out to the comedians. They were hilarious. And I really enjoyed that. And then Sunday, I hung out with some college friends.
You
So I'm
were
like,
a busy
wow,
bumblebee
yes.
this weekend.
You know, I have all my little different friend groups, and it was amazing that I was able to, you know, hang out with them this weekend.
Yeah.
So we actually went to Norm's event. Norm had a karaoke.
Shout out to
Shout out
Norm.
Norm, Brad. Yeah, so it was really good. So we had a good time celebrating there with Norm, and we love Norm.
Oh,
you know.
we do love Norm.
And yeah, and that's it. What about you?
Well, I'm going to jump to Tasha because I really want to talk about something other than what I did this weekend. But Tasha, how was your weekend?
Very slow and easy. It's just me, Sean, and the two little puppies.
Well, your
We
two
just
babies.
hung out. Yeah. We just hung out here in the suburbs and just kind of got reacquainted with it. Checked in with some neighbors, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Because they always miss us. And yeah, we didn't do too much. And Sunday was chill. We spent some quality couple time together, which was really, really nice.
Right.
We had a
That's
fun. I
awesome.
always have fun with my husband when I get to be with him uninterrupted. Yes, he has fun with me. We real funny. And we like comedy too. So one of the things we did is we went back and found some of the old Def Comedy jams.
Oh,
So we had a lot of
nice.
laughter
Every
this
episode
weekend.
of those.
Oh, that's
Yes,
beautiful.
yes.
I love
I
Martin
gotta tell you
Lawrence.
about comedy too.
Yes.
I've been doing comedy way back at the Peppermint Lounge
No.
with Bill Bellamy.
You
was
dating
the
yourself?
host. Yes.
Nice.
And I've never given up. And
Oh,
even
wow.
Bill Bellamy's going to be at the Stress Factory. So I
Oh,
like
nice.
to visit
Yeah.
there once in a while. My husband joins me on occasion.
So
but
you
I
really
love-
like comedy?
Yeah.
I love comedy.
That's
yes.
good. And I'm sitting here and I'm just in awe because I think about how your weekend was just really, really busy with friends and family and doing a lot. Brought a smile to your face, Tasha. You home with your husband.
Brought a smile to her face.
and I just love that, right? Because it doesn't matter what we do, just as long as it's bringing a smile to our face. And so I love that for
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
all. I had a great weekend too. I spent a little time in Georgia with my son. It was his birthday, so we went out to an
Happy birthday.
amazing
Let's give
restaurant
him
to my
a
baby,
round of
my
applause.
oldest. Happy birthday, son. Love you. But I want to talk about really quickly. This is so nice. So you guys remember when we did the prom sponsorship?
Yes.
For Crystal, and we had Issa. She did Crystal's hair.
Yes.
And she did an amazing job because she did it for 2 days. Like, she deep conditioned it one day, she let her sit with it, then she brought it back, and then she did her hair in that beautiful ponytail style, free of charge. Thank you, Issa. We love you for that. But let me tell you how phenomenal this young lady is, Issa. She is now giving she's offering a wonderful community initiative. She's now giving away free backpacks. But not only that, she's doing hair for children ages 7 to 14 for free. That's boys and girls for free. It is going to be Sunday, September 13th in Rahway at 1522 Irvington Street in Rahway. So girls, boys, you get free haircuts, free braids. She's doing every style. Issa, we love you for this act of kindness. Again, it's September 13th. If you want to learn more, please call the studio. The telephone number is 908-661-9642. Once again, it's 908-661-9642. You have to make an appointment. But certainly, please feel free to call. And if your heart is so inclined, because I know mine's is, feel free to donate books, backpack, notebooks, pens, any kind of school supplies to help Issa out with this initiative. Issa, hats off to you. We thank you. We love you.
And also, Norm is having something too next weekend. Go on to BKS1 Radio, and you'll find out more information. And he too is doing book bags.
Yes,
book bags and things like that. So I gotta give some to both of them because I have my book to share.
And if you're not sure who to donate, please feel free. sitpodcast1@gmail.com. Or you can call us at 732-902-1252, and we will certainly help you out.
Let's give all them a round of applause.
Yes.
Here now, but we have to connect with one another and give back, and that's a wonderful thing that they're doing. I love that.
Yeah, so I love that.
Sure and donate whatever we can.
We will. SIT Podcast will donate book backpacks and school supplies. Yes. Oh my God! Excellent. Facebook family, YouTube family, are you out there with us? Are you hearing what is going on? Hi, May.
She hanging
hey,
with us.
May. Yes. Hey, Patricia.
Yes.
Yes.
Love you guys for watching.
Yes, we do. So we have a lot to cover tonight, so I'm not going to stay on what we did this weekend too long. Tasha, give us, last week we had a phenomenal show. We had Lewis on. Lewis talked about pads, right? And what resonated with me was, even though it's important what we put inside of our bodies, very important, we also have to be mindful of what we put on the outside of our bodies. And he really spoke to what the wrong kind of pads can do for us. Give us a recap of what he talked about last week.
Yes, Lewis Woods is a minority business owner, ambassador for Justice for My Jew campaign, and a mental health advocate, right? And so,
mental health, if you think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Medical health as well.
Yes.
And what he was sharing with us is, he discussed how some products may not be good for women's health, and women don't know that. And what took me away was about how many women we do know that suffer during that time of the month, and how he showed us a demonstration on how maybe some of the products that we're using that we've been learned to use have been passed down from generation to generation may not be so healthy for us to use. And so he's saying for us to be very diligent to look at these products, read what's on the back. And we hear this a lot. If you can't pronounce what's on the label, you probably shouldn't be using it, right? And so we've heard that with food, and he actually spoke about that with some of the products that we are use or that we see on the shelves of our store. And he is really an advocate for menstrual health, and menstrual health awareness. And he, promotes a product that's his own product that he bought. If anyone's interested in it, please watch the show from last week, which was August. What was it? August. What was last
17th? The 17th.
August 17th. Look at me. I don't even know. Okay. So watch the show from August 17th, because I think it will be worth your while to see the demonstration, because the demonstration was brought me.
Right. I
because
love
he
the
really
demonstration.
did show us how his product work
Yeah.
and how his product is healthier versus some of the other products that we have as women been using. And so I think that's really, really important. And he had some testimonies from his clientele, from his women
Yeah.
buyers around how it's changed their lives. And interesting enough, because I always believe in what we do here as Sisters Inspiring Transformation. And lots of my clients view the show and always want feedback and give good feedback. And this past week, I had at least 3 clients who had already known of Lewis and had tested the product because of the challenges that them and or their daughters have had around that time of the month. And they actually knew the name and was on the website and had bought the products already.
Wow. So the
So
word is getting
yeah,
out.
Yes, it's getting out.
yeah,
love
yeah. Oh, I
that.
feel like we behind. Well, first of all, I'm at that tender age where I don't need those products
Right.
anymore.
Right.
So,
Hello. But the good thing is he did have
and
pads,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
for other, issues that
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
females
yeah. I
over
thought
certain
about that.
yeah, yep.
Yes, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
For us older
For us
ladies, if we need
older.
those too.
Speak
Bladder.
for yourself.
Yes.
Hey, Shelly
But
It Girl, we love
yeah.
you.
Yes.
Yes. But so, I felt like when my clients was like, oh, Natasha, I know them. I didn't know it was a black owned company, because people are looking for things to be more healthy.
Yeah.
So the show kind of made the connection for them. So that was
Yeah.
really excited to
Right.
hear about that. So Lewis, if you're watching or anyone in his atmosphere,
Yes.
let him know that,
Let them
people are
know.
out there supporting him
Yes.
that
Hey, let
are
them know.
local.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what we try to do, give the information so that we can, again,
Yeah.
be a community, come together and share
Yeah.
what we have.
Right.
That's why I love this platform.
Right.
It's amazing. And
It's
I'm
called,
so
what is it
grateful.
called?
Sisters
Inspiring
Inspiring
Transformation.
And I
Yes.
love
Yes.
SIT Podcast
Yeah.
One because I'm so grateful and thankful to be here with you ladies.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel
And
the same way.
yes, we love you too, Michelle. Right. And one of the biggest takeaways, I think, from the whole show that we've talked about, and I kind of recapped that last week, is all these men coming out to inspire
Yes. The men are
transformation as
stepping
well.
up.
We have men viewers.
Yes.
So they better not talk
Yes,
about our
and this-
So our
men.
demographics
Yes.
is
Yes.
men and women.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Yeah,
Yes.
that was really a great show. And like
Yeah.
you, Tasha, I had folks reach out to me to purchase the product. So, and I really liked when he said, you said the demonstration. That was I was shocked to see how the current pads are so wet, which means it stays
Right.
on you,
Right, and
as
the other
opposed to
one's
his pad that
absorbed.
absorbs
Yeah.
it so good and you don't feel wet at all.
That's wonderful.
But yeah, I've had people reach out to me and said that they've purchased the product. But I also liked when he said he had the female who was bleeding for 30 days and in pain. And despite the
Yeah.
fact that he was reluctant to give her the pad because she kept asking him, he initially he gave it to her. And guess what? Her bleeding went from 30 days to 4 days.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
God is good.
All the time.
Yes,
all
it
the
is.
time.
Did you guys
Yeah.
know that I was God's favorite?
You and me and a lot of other people.
And everybody else, right? Hey, Ali,
All right,
we
all
gotta
right.
talk
So,
about today. Let's talk
Tasha,
about
anything else you want to say before we move on?
Yes, that that we all can be a part of these tough conversations, and that's what one of the big things. And Lewis is definitely coming up having a tough conversation because men don't usually talk about menstrual health. And I think again, if you go back and view the show, you'll understand what we mean by that because it's just a simple conversation to listen and learn to make a difference. Like you referenced one of his clients who, his hesitation was like maybe you need to see a doctor, because he don't proclaim to be a doctor.
Well,
He
we
just
had the disclaimer,
vested
right?
in his product. So
Right.
he was really wanting not to kind of give her false hopes. But I think when he talked about his daughter and how him and his wife helped his daughter, I think that was the one piece that I spoke about too last week. And it really was taking me, like we have to do that. We have to just be able to listen and have the conversation because that makes so much of a difference.
It really does.
Thank you.
And
these
just
type
the
of
fact
topics.
and what I liked too is he made it okay for men to talk to their wives, talk to their daughters, talk to their granddaughters about sensitive subjects like that. We got to normalize having these conversations. This way we'll get the help that we need. I love and it shows the protection mechanism
What
too.
we got up next?
Oh my God. Yeah. All right. So great talk. Again, thank you, Lewis. But we are going to move right along because we are going to now jump into our topic about love and relationships and communication. But before I introduce this most amazing guest who's going to help us bring it all home, I want us to watch this video. It's about 2 minutes long, maybe 2.5. So pack your patience. I'm going to ask you guys out there in Facebook land and YouTube land questions. So make sure you listen to this video. Okay, do it, Trish.
love me?
I never stopped.
The harder question that has been waiting underneath.
Life happened.
No, we stopped happening.
I don't know how to get back to who we were.
Maybe we're not supposed to. Maybe we have to learn how to love who we've become.
Love that lasts isn't love that never struggles. It's love that learns, love that listens, love that grows, because relationships have seasons. And sometimes the person you fell in love with will change, so will you. The question isn't only, do we still love each other? The deeper question is, are we willing to keep learning how to love each other? Because love that lasts isn't about staying the same. It's about continuing to choose each other as you change.
Yarn Naption, aromatic cream tint for ties.
Wow.
Oh, I love that.
All right,
very
so
Yeah.
you guys watched the video. That wasn't the
Wow.
version I really wanted y'all to see, but it's close enough.
Right. And you know what I liked?
Oh.
I wrote down, it says love who we became, you know, like that's really, really important. Like, are we willing to keep learning and loving each other?
Yes.
That was deep.
Well, let me introduce our guest who's going to help us
Okay.
answer some of those critical questions. Mary Dumas is an author, a speaker, and a relationship champion, passionate about helping women build healthy, thriving relationships. The daughter of a Haitian immigrant, Mary has been married for more than 25 years and is the mother of 2 adult sons. A graduate of Howard University and Temple University School of Law, her personal journey and more than 20 years in corporate contract management has reinforced the powerful belief relationships matter. Mary is now building a platform dedicated to empowering women and creating meaningful conversations about healthy relationships. Welcome,
Wow,
Mary. Oh, my God.
I'm going to jump right into it. I have some questions.
Yes,
already.
we do.
Mary, what inspired you to become a relationship champion?
Wow. Thank you so much for the question, but thank you so much for having me on the S.I.T podcast.
Yes.
First and foremost, so I really enjoy what you're doing here. So, relationship champion, what inspired me to become a relationship champion was seeing what was going on in corporate world and how to build trust, but also what was going on in my personal life. So I am a Haitian immigrant, seeing how some relationships were valued, relationships with men, and not so daughters, not so much, and seeing the dynamics, how that all transpires, and really looking at, but one pinnacle time in my life, seeing how really relationships matter. I would say I'm going to share 2 examples. The first one is with my grandmother. So unfortunately, she passed away at about 100 years old, and about 75 to 100 people showed up for her wake.
Wow.
And everybody had a story about her. and how she helped them in a different way, who owed her money and said they owed her money from 1966. But at the end of the day, she impacted their lives so greatly that they thought it was so important that they come and show and share their story. So it was almost like a testament of her life. So that really helped me to understand that every relationship that you have, it really matters. But most importantly, quality relationships.
Yes.
Right? And we go through different seasons in life, and we kind of weed some relationships that don't work for us, and we keep and really nourish the ones that do. And then we set boundaries and really kind of grow into the person that we are. So that is one reason that relationships matter. And the second one is, I got to tell you, I had a chairman of the Department of Chemical Engineering at Howard University. And this, I guess, is twofold. It's my mother and also this chairman. So growing up, as you can see, I'm a girl, so I wasn't going to be a basketball star. I wasn't going to be, a soccer star. My brothers played soccer. I had 3 older brothers and a younger sister. But my mother thought, saw that I had my own talents, and she put me in different programs. She put me in an inroads program, and that person always kind of placed me in different places and really nurtured me and kind of groomed me as I went off, before I went off to college. So she kind of worked on my skills and really
She prepared you.
Yeah, she prepared me and saw the value in me. Even though I couldn't do the basketball, I couldn't do the ballet, she saw the value in me and really finding that value and really nourishing it. And so that turned into going to Howard University, also having a great relationship with my chairman of my department. Without him, I'm going to tell you today that I probably wouldn't graduate because I probably didn't have the money. My mom had, we had a lot of people going to school at the same time, and it was a struggle. And if it wasn't for him and just really talking to me and saying, what is your, I worked hard, but he also saw that there was value in what I was doing and who I was, and really nourishing that. So relationships, as I say, matter as we get older. They matter even more because there's a statistics out that says, people that are married live 5 to 7 years longer than people that are single.
I better stay married.
Honey, I better get married.
But really, all those, those relationships, they add up, and those people that care for us help us build our community. Right? Because that's what we all need. We can't go solo. We have to build a community that truly loves us and nourishes us and wants the best for us. Right? Any toxic relationships, you really have to shed those. Right? And really get together with your inner child. I know that I call my inner child Maggie, but really
that's
find
funny.
out
So does my niece. That's my niece.
A name for her inner child.
Your spirit really tells you who some spirits are. You have to have a discerning spirit to say, you know what, that person's really not good for me. I think I gotta stay away. And children, they have that immediately. We lose it because we're trying to be nice as we get older. But we really have to have that, continue that in all aspects of our lives. Really trying to keep those healthy relationships alive. And really try to navigate the difficult ones.
And I like that. And so it is really critical, right? Because you said the people who you grew up around nurtured you, value you. That is, a lot of people don't get that, right? And so when we talk about building relationships, we have to find the value, but I think it first starts with ourselves. Especially if we didn't grow up in a healthy environment like you did, they have to find the value in themselves first. Right? Because they're not going to believe it from nobody else if they don't believe it in themselves. So I really appreciate the fact that you said that they found value in you. That is so critical.
You know what? I'm going to talk to that too, because I often do say that I have felt valued by my family. But even as an adult now, like Norm and Ruby, they saw something in me that maybe I didn't see it myself at this moment in time. Like I was poured into, nurtured into. But I always thought about maybe doing podcasts, but never really got serious about it. And then I like how they said, no, that's for you. You should do that. Both Norm and my Ruby said that. And
your community, like she said, the right relationships
Sabrina,
matter.
And, we formed such a beautiful relationship with even Tasha, because I almost thought about quitting. But then I look at these two young ladies, and I was like, you know what? God positioned me here And this is something that I have a strength for.
Mm-hmm.
Like I list all my positive strengths and things like that. Look, I don't focus on my weaknesses, though, but it's there. I got 2 of them, but I focus on all the positive. And then it remind me to keep going. This is like a ministry.
Mm-hmm.
It's giving back to the community. We have such good information and good people like yourself that we can share with the community, and I just really love that.
Yeah,
but
we're nurturing and valuing our community.
Our community, yes. So after, I got another question. After you've been married for more than 25 years, your husband's name is Jimmy. Hello,
Hi, Jimmy.
And what's something you understand about love today that maybe you didn't know 25 years ago?
Wow, that's a great question. And what I understand about love today is that you continuing to grow and evolve, but little things matter. Little things every day, that constant communication, the text, the call, the I love you, little things matter. It's not the big day and then you kind of, you talk on the weekends. Every day, that constant work, that constant encouragement, little things matter. And then the second biggest thing I think, which was for me, is really learning how to communicate difficult subjects. I did not know how to fight.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to let you know, my mom, I love her. And, you learn your patterns for dispute resolution, I should say, or fighting from your family, from your, relatives in your family. And lots of fun words and
lots of creativity there.
Lots of creativity with regard to solving problems in my household. Nothing violent or anything like that, but just really words. Maybe things were thrown, things of that nature. Only on my mom's side. My dad was very respectful. But really learning how to solve your relationship issues, and really talking through those difficult questions. Yeah. And also speaking in love.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
Not everything's going to be easy.
Yes.
But you got to bring it, but you got to speak in love.
That's so important. And I think the other thing too is how you navigate the tough questions or the tough conversations, right? Because a lot of people don't want to have it. They want to avoid it. And when we avoid it, that's how the relationship kind of disintegrates as well, right? Because there's something I really want to tell you, but I don't want to tell you because I think that, and I know for me, I used to think when I was little that if you fought or you had an argument, that it would mean the end, like the relationship, I don't care who it was, parents, kids, friends, the relationship was dissolved. So I would refuse to argue. I would shut down first. But now I've learned that it's okay to have the tough conversations. And if that person truly cares for you, they'll listen. They may not receive it. They may receive it. But at least you've had that conversation with them to open up that dialogue. It is so critical to have those tough conversations.
But you know what, too, based on people's upbringing, like you said, like the way maybe your husband or, your spouse, your mom, whoever, they dealt with things differently. Yep. So it's kind of hard. Like my husband, I'll just say it, we high school sweethearts. So obviously I'm not the same person at 14 as I am 57. Right. So it's kind of hard because now it's like, who is this person? This is not even the person I married. Right. Because I got married in 95. I'm totally different. Before I was very dainty, half my size, so it's just like a huge thing. And I've been learning and growing through the years, but I think every time he probably looks up at me like, well, who is this now? Like I keep, reinventing myself, keep evolving. So it must be very hard for him. And I get that. So I would like to talk more to like, how can you help a person understand, like, you're evolving, like you're not the same person. Like I think
like that video,
right? That video was an excellent video because it's like, well, then how do we keep learning each other, the new person, and the communication?
And you know what? I'm gonna just jump in. I'm gonna let Mary answer that in a minute. But it's not even just another person learning you, because I know when I got into this that group that I'm in now, my 60s.
You look good, girl.
I had to reintroduce myself to me because so many changes was happening, and it was like, okay, you got to take a step back and learn who this new person is now. So it's not even just
the other
somebody on the
person.
outside. It's
Yourself,
even
right?
yourself.
It's even yourself, right? You have those growing pains in yourself and the relationship. But you want to talk a little bit to that, Mary, and then we get Tasha involved too.
Yes, Tasha. So first things first, I think we are all growing. So
Yes.
not only you, but also your husband.
Yes.
And you both have to recognize that. So you're both changing, you're both evolving as you're moving along in life. This is a journey. It's not a destination. It's not like, okay, you guys get together and that's it. No. So what I would recommend for that is explore your interests, but explore them together because this is a new adventure, right? And make new memories, right? Maybe before you didn't like, I don't know, traveling, and now all of a sudden you want to take a cruise to Alaska. You're like, let's go, right? Because this is your world, but you want him involved in it. There's definitely certain things that you're going to continue to do on your own, but for those items where you can include him, definitely include him and let him include you. Because again, you guys are changing and evolving. Maybe go have a picnic in a park. Really take that time and be intentional about your relationship, right? Because you have to value him and he has to value you, right? Because you're a team. There's no I in this. It's a team sport.
Yes.
Oh,
We are doing life together, right?
Wow.
And so you have to continue learning and growing, do those date nights, do the Saturday nights, do whatever your day is, pick it, a lunch or dinner, make sure that that is your time and you protect it.
Wow.
Because that's protecting your peace.
Right. I love that. I love to protect my peace. I have some T-shirts now made. And then I want to be in spaces where I'm just not tolerated, but I'm,
Your
people,
value.
Right.
want to intentionally be around me as well as myself. And someone sent me a text, Wally, that was on our show about the prostate cancer awareness. He says, when you substitute we for I, even illness becomes wellness. So I thought that was very deep.
I like that.
I love that. So I'm glad we were able to share that. So what you're saying is what I would like to do is be intentional about my life. So much so that I'm coming up with a golden a golden link purpose book, so that it's not just a calendar, it's you being intentional about what it is that you do. So I love that, intentional. I think that's very pivotal and very important. So Tasha, let's get your feedback.
What do you think, Tom?
Well, from what I'm hearing, starting off with the video, it just keep ringing in my head that, especially I think the question about what do you know today that you didn't know when you first got married, because I'm in a long-term relationship as well. And I think what we don't know is that love is not just a feeling, it's an action word.
Yes.
So everything you guys have been talking about, being intentional, creating that space, understanding growth, understanding how people change. All of that is action, is more of an adjective and not just a feeling. And when I think people understand that, it becomes much more simple on how to love the people you love on in any relationship. Because you pay attention, you listen to them, and then you can take action to show them how you demonstrate your love towards them. And hopefully the people you love you back. And they take action as well. So that's the one thing I think, if we just want to give our viewers and listeners something to think about, I would challenge the viewers. And we got Belinda Edmonds on YouTube.
Hey, Belinda.
Yes, in the Switch Nutritious Lab.
Hey,
and
Chris.
All our Facebook, our Facebook family members as well, is how do you take action and show your loved ones in action, not just with words or just kind of in your head, or they supposed to know, because I'm in this relationship, because I'm your mother, your sister, your brother, whoever, your husband, I love you. What is the action behind that? And for me, we got EFDO big things. Oh, EF doing big things. I don't know. Yeah, so that's Mary's people, right? So great to hear insight, Mary. Right? So that's what they just popped up on YouTube too. So I would like to challenge people with that, because the one thing that this is so funny, because me and my husband was talking about it this morning. I know I was feeling frisky with him, looking at his muscles and stuff.
I
right?
know that.
Wait a minute.
I be seeing too much, man. But no, really, he was standing there the dishes, and I went over to him and I said, "Hey," and he was so busy washing the dishes, right? And I was like squeezing his muscles. And Sean takes me well, and I'm squeezing his muscles, and he not responding. And so like, I turned his head, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm over here squeezing your muscles. Like, what's up with you?" And he's like, "I'm washing dishes." I say, "Well, you ain't got time to respond to me squeezing your muscles." And then he kissed me, right? So even in that moment,
you just wanted some acknowledgement.
Yes,
and he gave you what you wanted.
Ironically, he's generally the most affectionate one. Sean loved to touch and feel and da. But when he's distracted, he gets distracted. So in that moment, I think I demonstrated, how I was feeling towards him while he was doing a household chore.
Yeah, we see you, little freak, you freakadeek. Do you, boo? That's your husband.
He should be wearing those tight T-shirts around the house.
But and that's what keeps the marriage alive, right? It's things like that. So I love that. I love that.
Wow. Well, you know what? I have another question for Mary.
Hold on a second. YouTube family, Facebook family, how we doing out there tonight?
Yes.
Tell us some of the things that you help keep the relationship alive, even after 25 years, right?
Even after 30. Yeah. I'm on
is
30.
It the tight T-shirts?
Ooh, maybe. We'll see.
I'm just asking. I don't know.
All right. Well, according to Tasha, it's about the tight T-shirt.
Nice.
But let's ask Mary one other question. Mary has this beautiful book, and she could talk more to it. But I want to know what inspired you to write the book. It's called 12 Marriage Wishes.
Yes. Thank you so much for asking. So 12 Marriage Wishes is from a conversation. Actually, I had a conversation at a dinner table with my brother-in-law who was about to get married. And I sat there and I said, hey, do this for your wife. Don't do this. Don't sweat the small stuff. Be flexible. I was giving him all of this information. And then my husband turned to me. He's like, just write a book already. And I wouldn't let him go. He was sitting at our dinner table, at our dining room table for like 2 hours because in 2 weeks he was about to get married. And so that's how that book became about. And I wrote it. My husband edited it. We sent it out to get, we self-published. And that's how it came out and about. And it's just a wonderful book. I've had it read by several people, and they're like, this is just a really simple, powerful book where you're taking, as Natasha said, love actions. At the end of each segment, there are love actions, things that you can take every day or just do today and not wait. So it was a really
and if we read the book and we do what it says, if we take the action, what is the outcome? What can we hope for after reading the book and taking the action?
That's a good question. I'm gonna read the end of the book, so maybe this might be helpful. Right. And then I'm also gonna go back to your question, but this is the final thoughts, and I kind of like it. Thank you for taking the time to read 12 Marriage Wishes. Understand that for a great marriage, love is not enough. Be willing and be flexible enough to work. Accept that you may not always have all the answers. Forgive yourself daily for any mistakes, misunderstandings, and mishaps. Celebrate small victories and large. Share daily and remain focused on your goals. Encourage. Protect your mind, body, and spirit from negativity. Pray and pray often.
Yes, that's number one. Yes.
Choose daily to be good to yourself and your spouse. Be faithful to God, to your spouse, and to your marriage. Be responsible. Act with purpose. Turn the 12 marriage wishes into reality.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Now, is that for couples before marriage, during marriage?
You know what? Both. I think even if you're thinking about getting married, you could also read this book. It has such helpful relationship advice, but also things that you could also do for yourself. So understand that your first, relationship that you really have to curate is your relationship with God as we're adults, right? And really cherishing ourselves is the first and foremost. So if you're bad to yourself, how are you expecting someone else to be good
I
to
say
you?
it all the time. I say it all the time.
So this relationship with God, even though the relationship with the spouse is very important, the relationship with God is even more important. Even more important.
Priority.
How are you taking care of your physical self,
Yes.
your intellectual self,
Yes.
your emotional health,
Right.
your spiritual health, and your finances?
Yep.
If you don't have it together, you know, in preparing yourself, how are you expecting somebody else to just come
Swoop in and
and take
yeah.
care of it? That's not gonna happen.
I think it's unfair.
And it's the energy.
Yeah.
It's the energy. You like when you have it together, you're gonna match someone with greater energy that wants to be around you.
Well,
truly
I
believe.
have a funny story. I told my husband today. I said, well, wait a minute. I think you might have had a red flag when you married me. He said, he was like, what are you talking about? I said, well, when you asked to marry me, we had like, you know, back in the day, we had plenty of money, right? In the 90s, let's just say it. And so he said, he asked me, do you want a big wedding, like this lavish, expensive wedding, or do you want to buy a house? And I said, no, I want a wedding. I mean, today, fast forward to tell you the growth, I would never have said I want this big wedding. I would say I want a house. But I'm just saying to say how I have grown, you know, and it's just amazing to look at that example. Because I even recommend young people now when I bump into them and they want to get married, I give them advice. I'm like, well, I think you should maybe like, you know, go to the courthouse and have something in your backyard, have a house, you know, buy a house with that money, not necessarily have this big elaborate party. You know. But I mean, each his own.
I think you should, everybody has their preference.
Yeah, I just think that was interesting that I would not think like that now. But I did back then.
We changed, right? We changed.
But in 95, my mindset was totally different than in 2026.
Right.
Well, EF Do Big Things say he just hit 17 years of marriage.
Congratulations! Yes.
And prayer every night and daily affection are just a couple of things that him and his wife do to keep their marriage going.
They said when you pray together, you stay together, right?
Yes. Yep. Good stuff.
He also said he sounded like he need to put on a tight t-shirt and do the dishes.
Hey, she'll get a little frisky with you.
Right,
She'll
so
get
we
frisky.
got the assignments here. The guy's gonna wear the tight t-shirts and do dishes.
Y'all gotta stop.
Tasha done gave us the
she gave us the
blueprint.
Blueprint. All right, Tasha.
Fellas,
y'all listening?
we tired of wearing the negligees. Y'all can put on them t-shirts.
Do them dishes.
All right, that's right, cuz I like that.
Good stuff. Okay, so Tasha, Mary, can loneliness, attachment, or fear of starting over often sometimes make us believe a relationship is healthier than it really is? Does that make sense? Can loneliness, attachment, or fear of starting over sometimes make us believe a relationship is healthier than it really is? Meaning that we'll stay. We'll stay in something that we shouldn't.
What do you guys say to that? That's a good question.
No, absolutely. I like that question. I think if you are ever, again, physically in harm, intellectually, the person burn you out, emotionally, you know, it's a stretch. Financially, they are just not on your same wavelength. I think everything can be worked through if you work together.
Yeah.
If the person is ready to communicate and really have those hard, tough conversations. You should never feel like you have to restrain yourself or make yourself small just because you think you're going to be lonely.
Yeah.
I think definitely before you leave anything, work on that relationship. Go to a therapist. Talk to, caution talking to, family, friends.
Talk to Mary and her husband.
But definitely talk
Tasha and Sean.
Talk to a good therapist. Talk to another married couple.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. But people that are going to keep you straight and honest.
Yeah.
And hopefully that person, you want that person, again, marriage is a team sport.
Yeah.
It's not an I sport. You can't stay in, and the resentment will build up so much that it's going to blow up later.
Yeah.
So you want to keep yourself healthy at all costs. And that's where you're writing to God, but also sharing and communicating. That's where the communication comes in. Again, if you cannot communicate directly, find a good therapist to figure out how can we communicate these difficult topics. Like, how do we say, when we first got married, there was a class called Marriage and Intimacy that we took, and they talked about level 5 communication. And level 5 communication is when you share something and I listen, and then what you say is I feel. No one can argue your feelings.
Right.
Whatever you feel is what you feel. That's what you own. And then they turn around. The person says, "Okay, let me share what I understand what you said."
Exactly.
And they say it back.
They paraphrase it.
They paraphrase it. And so really use some techniques, because I think we're all here to be happy.
Yeah.
We're not here to suffer. God has not put us here to suffer.
Yep.
God
Amen.
has put us here to be great, to be anointed, to be just pray, just really praise his name.
Yeah.
But how do we praise his name? Not by playing small.
Yeah.
But by playing the game that he has put us to play.
Right.
You have found your calling and doing this podcast. How awesome is that? And you guys created a community. Really playing big.
Yeah.
Really. And when you have those relationships that minimize you, you have to really take a second look at them and really figure out how can we work together so that I don't feel this way.
Or even if that relationship is even important to be in your life. And I'm not saying, just cut off all relationships, but you have to evaluate, like, what is the purpose of this relationship? Like, is it conducive for me? Is it feeding me? Do I have to have it? Am I growing in this relationship? Am I feeling sick in this relationship? I think that we have to start really taking account of the relationships that we have around us, and really, why are they around us? I think that's a good assessment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I also have a quote that I made. So this is quote Michelle, the Golden Link. Life should be enjoyed and respected.
Yeah.
So that's a good quote.
Yep. Good stuff.
Tasha? So that question, I think, is a good one, because the ideal is that people will operate from the framework they create.
Yep.
So if you live it from a place of loneliness, attachment, or fear starting over, that's what you're going to be bringing to all your relationships.
Yes.
And if that's your framework of operation, obviously you're going to think is your norm, and it may seem healthy to you.
Right.
So that, like what Mary is saying, is that we got to live from abundance.
Yeah.
When, as opposed of loneliness, what does it feel like to be alone in your own thoughts, and live from abundance with that, so that you can socially connect with people. This attachment, what type of attachments do you want to have? Do you want to have positive attachments, or do you want to have toxic attachments?
Right.
The fear, when you start using the word fear in anything, you already at a deficit.
Absolutely.
So, what you got to look at, what your fear about, whatever that would be, whether it's the fear of starting over, the fear of being alone, or the fear of being judged. Lots of people stay in unhealthy relationships because they fear that people will judge them.
Yeah.
Especially in a lot of friendships,
and
too.
Tasha, what's so ironic about what you said is, even if a person who has those character traits, the fear, the attachment issues, even if somebody came into their life that's healthy, they would probably push it away because they're so used to the unhealthy.
Yes.
Right. The framework that you're operating with. And that's where Mary is actually talking about your relationship with self and God.
Yes.
Because you're going to get what you track.
Yes.
So I think that's really the answer, the bigger thought about that question. Like, people have to look and start from within, and we know when stuff don't feel right, because like Mary said, your inner child is always telling you. Children are fascinating. I love kids, right? Because they are funny, and they keep us grounded.
Yes.
They really do, because they ask all of the tough questions. And if you listen to your inner child, all of those things, loneliness, a poor attachment style, fear starting over, all of that's not going to feel good. But if you don't pay attention to it and try to work on it, that is going to be how you show up in the world. And how you show up in the world is what you're going to attract. So I do think that, I call it, people become a legend in their own head, and they make up their own narratives. And then they move with that. And sometimes that legend you have in your head are telling you a whole bunch of lies.
And I love what you said about kids, right? They haven't been conformed to this world, so they still have that innocent and that purity in them. And so you're right. Go back to your inner child. My throat. But I love that. Go back to your inner child, because that's where the innocence is at.
Right. And then I also want to talk to this. It seems like, back in the day, like in the 90s, I spent so much time planning this wedding, and which I think some people do. But, what about the time we spend preparing for marriage? Like, how do people then begin to do that.
They spend
as
more time
opposed, right,
planning the
wedding
marriage
than
than
the wedding,
the wedding
actual
than the
day
marriage,
than the
yeah.
marriage. Because all little girls, what they want, the little dress and this and that, and that whole thing. But what about the real deal, which would be the actual marriage? Like, how do
we plan and prepare for that? That's a great question. I think when I was coming up, we had pre-Cana, and that was like the Catholic way of preparing people and going through their little classes. I think today we have more, we have more resources, but we still are in 1995 when it comes to planning your marriage.
Okay.
Right? We still want the big weddings. We still have the big weddings if we can afford them.
Right.
Right? With the nice car and the beautiful church, and everybody looks.
What about the white horse
the
coming
10
up
bridesmaids and the Rolls Royce,
with the groom.
But the work, like you said, is with the marriage.
Yeah.
What happens after, I'm just throwing the date out there, October 21st, 1995, right? And really, that's
or even after 2026, these new marriages.
Yes.
Like, how do they then plan for that?
They have to plan for that. And really, they really have to look at themselves. So I have devised a system called PIZEF, where you talk about your physical, your intellectual, your emotional, and your spiritual, and your financial.
Wow,
and
that's
you look
really
at
good.
that and say, what do you want for yourself?
Yeah.
And then what do you want for your spouse or within your spouse? And that's the way you can reframe, like Natasha was saying, reframe your mind as to what do you want? Do you want to be, I don't know, I'm just throwing something out
Sure.
there. Lose 10 or 15 pounds, Do you want to have another degree before you get married? Do you want to be emotionally sound? Meaning, I am safe and sound. I don't feel afraid.
Yeah.
I'm okay being by myself.
Yes.
But I'm not alone.
That's right.
Right? And I really love myself.
That's
I'm
right.
okay. You might be over there. That's great. But if you're going to come, Sabrina, you okay?
Something
want
went down
water?
the- No, I'm
Trish,
good.
you have
I'm
any
okay.
water?
That's okay. I'm all right.
Yes. And so,
I'm sorry, guys. We're live.
Sorry, no do-overs.
No worries. But really examining the PIZEF, which is, and then, the physical, intellectual, emotional, spiritual, and financial aspects of your life. And then writing down what you also want for a partner.
Right.
I'm
That's
sorry,
important.
you said physical, intellectual, emotional,
spiritual, and financial.
Wow, those are some really
And those
good
are
key
just things that they
components.
could just start off with. Like, what do I want? What do I want spiritually in
Right.
a relationship? Is it me just going to church every Sunday, or is it both of us going to church? And not every man or woman is going to be at church every Sunday, but you work towards
But
it.
as long as
can
you bring
figure
the
out how to work.
church with you when you leave.
Yes.
The
Yes.
church
Yes.
service.
Yes.
Carry it within yourself.
I love
So-
that.
Well, I love all these tips. That's really good, right?
Yes.
That's
And
why we
can
gotta get
still
the
use
book.
those today.
Yeah,
You
that
have to
book.
get the book.
Yeah, that book is great.
Question, Mary, Tasha. We have Ty Rector in the audience, and he's asking, how do we know when a relationship is going through a difficult season versus when it has genuinely run its course?
That's a good one.
Ooh,
That's a good
thank
one.
you,
Thank
Ty. We love
That's a
you.
good
That's my
one.
nephew.
That's a good
Oh,
one.
wow.
That's a good
What you
one.
think, T?
Yeah, we'll let T talk.
Oh, well, one is that when you are going through a difficult season, it may be something, maybe one of you have maybe a loss in the family, or maybe somebody lost their job, right? Usually a difficult season kind of it's preceded by something happening that impacts both of you, and maybe you weren't ready for it. So you go through a traumatic experience together. I think the difference with a relationship that has run its course is when the relationship itself and the communication and interaction with the person has become very difficult and continue to be difficult. And when you've tried therapy and you've tried speaking to your parents, tried speaking to church and loved ones, and you don't see people changing, then that may be something that has run its course. So those could be the way you could discern it, because a season is a season, and if this shall too pass, you know it. But if you keep saying that and you're 2 years in, 3 years in, and you're still being honest with yourself that the partner or even you, because sometimes I work with people who they don't want to change. They said, this is it. I've done enough
I'm
and I
done.
can't do
Yeah.
anything more to give to this
Right.
relationship. So it's not always somebody sitting and asking that of their partner. They may not have asked it themselves. And then I question them. So then what you going to do? You going to keep holding this person hostage when you
Right.
know that you're at your wits end right
Right.
here. So it really is over a course of time and not just a situation.
Right.
That was really good.
That was
And
excellent.
I think that when you talk a lot about knowing yourself. I think you do have a sense of knowing that it's done, like the
Yes.
relationship has run its course, and no matter how you try to hold on or fight, or
Yes.
and the other person's not willing, then
It's,
it may be time to move on. If
Yeah.
if the other person is not budging and you want to.
yeah. Yeah, I'll just add a little bit to Tasha's and your comments as well. So during a difficult season, I believe God is calling you together.
Yeah.
And he is testing you, and he's bringing you closer together during that difficult season.
Through the difficulty.
Through the difficulty, it's either you're going to come together or you're going to grow apart. So he is giving you that time to bind, to pray, to work through it, right? And now that I'm older, I believe there's during difficult times, write down 20 solutions, each of you. Like even the most outrageous stuff, write down 20 solutions, and really talk them through.
Yeah.
Pick the top 3 and
Yeah.
talk them through. So when I think of difficulty, I think this is God's time to test you, to add some fertilizer to your flowers, right? To really make you more robust.
Right.
And when you get through that season, you know, a year from now, you're like, you remember what happened?
Yeah, and I really
You know?
think it's beautiful when you get to the other side. But I mean,
Yes.
but barring anything physical like abuse or
abuse
that is out of the
like I said,
question,
out of the
mental,
question.
physical,
Abuse
out of the
forget
question.
about it.
But yeah, to your point, I like that.
But
If
it's
you can
something-
just
if
you can just
And
weather
what-
the storm
What
and
about
work through
talking
it.
to, I know there's so many things that we have here to talk about, but what about when children get involved? I understand that sometimes people can forget about their relationship because they're so focused on the children and what the
Yes.
children need to do, and then not necessarily nurture their relationship.
No,
So how should
absolutely.
couples go about doing that so they don't get lost when the children come?
Yes,
Because I think that
yes.
could be a situation sometimes.
No, absolutely. So
Good.
with children, it is a very, and you both are mothers,
Yes.
all 3 of your mothers, so you know it's all hands on deck, right? It's all about the kids. You kind of, you and your spouse take second place. Your mama will call, and for the first 6 years after the child born, it's like, how's, Petey, like it's constant. How's Pookie? Or
Right,
how's
right,
whoever?
right. Nobody cares about the mom.
Nobody cares about
That's
the
the dad,
mom.
right.
Nobody cares about the dad. How is the kid doing? And it's right to focus on the kid, right? Because you have this new bundle of joy, and you want to nurture it and grow it, and it's an extension of both of you, and you love it. However, you can't forget your relationship. And so that's when you have to kind of start setting those boundaries, have the date nights, even if that's all you can have the walks, the 15-minute walk, have, Friday night, we're going to go out and we're not even going to talk about the kids. And that is the hardest thing to do, especially when you're in the middle of it. So, because that's all you talk about is the kids. But how are you? What happened today at work?
Yeah.
And just really
And be intentional, right?
Exactly.
And be intentional.
be intentional about it. And so during that time, you're going to have to do the divide and conquer. And because your children you have to understand, we are the transition team. We are transitioning them until adulthood.
Yeah.
We are transitioning them to becoming responsible people that are serving the community, right? And we want them to one day have their own families. So we can't keep them, right? And so when we keep our focus so on them, we get out of order.
Yes.
We really get out of order because the person that God bound us to is our spouse
Yes.
or whoever,
Right,
not
that's
to the
right.
child. The child is going to transition.
It's
The
a gift.
child- He's
Right.
oh, thank you. He's a gift. He's a gift, and he or she will transition. That's what you
We'll
want
go
them to
on.
do.
That's what
Yeah.
you want.
Tasha, talk
Tasha,
Yeah.
Tasha.
Well, me and my husband raised 2 kids together, and I just think about, how did we keep the spark alive during that time? And I think one of the things that should be also fleshed out is what type of parents you want to be and what type of dutiful servants of God do you want to be to nurture these children to be adults in the world? And when you could come together on that, that alone bonds you and your partner together because y'all working for the same cause. So it
Yes.
wasn't just about the duties. I hear a lot in therapy that a lot of times people get caught up in, I changed 5 diapers, we can only change 1. Look, work is work. That's labor. You go to work every day and so did he. I think what helped Sean and I keep the spark alive through our marriage is that we focused on how we wanted to parent and how we wanted our children to come out in the world. So that became a team effort as well. So through parenting, we were also a team. So we never got disconnected. And then it didn't help that we had a Scorpio and a Sagittarius. And by the time they got to a place where they could team up, it was literally 2 teams against you. It was like, you better watch these 2 because they trying to take us out, and they still do. They team up against us. But I don't think enough people speak about that because we would sit down, we would talk about school, we would talk about what we want them to look like, we would talk about what values we wanted to instill in them, how we wanted to instill those values together. So we remained on the same team the entire time. And so we were really lucky to have also a lot of resources. So when we did want to break away, we had grandparents who took the kids, aunties, cousins, and nurturing. But I also have to give a shout out to my family. And Mary, I'm not sure if you picked up yet, Sabrina and I are cousins, and Michelle is our new extended family relative.
Because I keep saying
I come from a family where I watch that when we love on our children and we take care of them well, but we are not codependent with our children. I've come from a family where we had wings to grow. So when you know that and you have that and you know that a child is a gift from God, like you said, you're bonded to your partner, but this is a gift that you got to cherish in the present because one day they're going to go off on their own as well.
And you want them to. And you want them to.
Yes, but I watched the women in my family, my predecessors do that with ease. So that also helped me to become a great parent and understand my role and my husband.
Kids are amazing.
Wow.
Yes,
right,
so
well,
I think that team.
A round of applause.
We are running out of time. And it was so funny, Tasha. I'll never forget when my son was in his early 20s. He was going to college at the time, and he was like, "Mom, it's time for me to be a man, and I got to move out on my own." And I was like, "No, go." It was hurt. I mean, I didn't say it to him, but in my heart, I was like, "Oh my God!" But to look at him and my daughter, they both own their own homes now, and married with kids. I'm just very independent.
You did a great job.
God is God. I gotta say. But anyway, we are running out of so much time.
Wow.
Right, but before we go, because we are over time. Mary have to tell us how to get this book.
Mary, how do we get this book, Mary?
Okay, yes. Please go to my website, 12 Marriage Wishes on Instagram. And just text me or DM me book, and then I will let you know how to get the book.
Right. Wow. And if you can't get in touch with Mary, please make sure you email us at sitpodcast1@gmail.com. We'll connect with Mary, and we will make sure that you get the book. Ladies, it has truly been a pleasure. Yes. And I just want to say, lasting love isn't about finding a perfect person. It's about building a relationship where 2 people can communicate, grow, repair, forgive, and continue choosing one another without losing themselves along the way.
That's beautiful. Billionaire Brick Brad.
Mary,
I love that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching. Until next
Facebook
time.
family, YouTube family, we love you. We see you next week.